For so many years, I've felt trapped by my own mind. Do you recognize this? Do you have the idea that you're constantly thinking and your thoughts are simply controlling you? You can't stop them, and every single thought seems to be unhelpful. It seems to push you further away from things that you actually genuinely want. The thoughts are pulling you in every direction, and the only thing that's happening is that you are inactive. You're procrastinating. You are not receiving or getting the results in your life that you're working so hard for. Is that you? Do you recognize yourself? Let me start with this. You are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are something that is happening anyway. It is inevitable. It is something that we can't stop. It's something that we can't control. The only thing that we can do is find a different kind of relationship with it. Let's dive into this game-changing idea of how to control your thinking and how to build a better, healthier relationship with this. Once you understand this, you unlock a new level of mental peace and you will increase your focus significantly. Stay tuned, make sure you subscribe to the channel before we go into the depth of this topic, and let's make sure that you do the homework afterwards as well by clicking on the download link in the description below. Hey guys, thank you so much for coming back to the channel. I appreciate it that you're here and spending some time with me again. Today I would like to talk to you about your thoughts. How is it possible that we can't control them? Why can't we decide what we think and when we think? How is that possible? Let's dive into this and let's make sure that you find that mental peace, that we are creating a new relationship with your thoughts and we are creating healthier, habitual thinking patterns. And since you're here anyway, please click on the share button. Share this with just one person. It takes 5 seconds out of your day, it helps me, and it might give the other person a better day as well. Today we're going to tackle one of the biggest obstacles when it comes to success in your life. Creating the results that you want in your life. Mental peace. If you are mindlessly following your thoughts, you're no longer in control. That means now your inner voice and your thought patterns create what it is that you're going to act upon, and what you act upon is your behavior. And your behavior creates the results that you have in your life. So have you ever felt super stressed, overwhelmed, anxious, or maybe stuck, or are you currently stuck? It is probably because you let your thoughts lead the way. The very first thing that I want you to really understand is you are not your thoughts. Do you have any idea how many thoughts you have per day? Do you have any idea how many seconds there are in a day? We have 60 to 70,000 thoughts per day, and there's a little over 80,000 seconds per day. It's crazy if you listen carefully, right? We're quite busy up there. Some of the thoughts are very helpful. Most of them are super random. And then there's a part that is very unhelpful. So if you listen to every single thought, that means only a small part is there to help you, and the majority is going to get you off track. It's going to push you off of your strategy, and therefore you're not creating the results that you want in your life. Let me prove this to you. Let's do a quick exercise. Join me. Just close your eyes for a moment. Do it. Close your eyes. Now observe your thoughts. What is it that your thoughts are saying? What kind of thoughts do you have? All right, keep your eyes closed. Now, for 30 seconds, try to stop your thoughts. Are you capable of stopping your thoughts? Are you capable of influencing your thoughts? No, they just pop up and they just keep coming, right? This is because your thoughts come out of your autopilot. It comes out of your subconscious mind. They come out of everything you've experienced in your past. It is all programmed, it's all inside of you. Which I think is a good thing, because it means if you can't control your thoughts, then it's not really you, correct? So they are inside of you, but it's not the definition of you. So what I would like to introduce to you is to become the observer. How can you befriend your thinking patterns? How can we find a way to live with each other? We now have accepted that we are not our thoughts. We have now accepted that we don't control them. We have now accepted that they are part of something inside us. Now let's build a better relationship, a healthier, more beneficial relationship. Become the observer of your thoughts. Think about it this way. You're at a conveyor belt at the airport and you're waiting for your luggage to pop up. You're standing there and all the other bags are just passing by, right? You're not really paying attention to every single bag. How is it locked? What brand is it? What color is it? How big is it? How heavy would it be? You're not trying to analyze every single suitcase. You just pick the one that is yours, correct? That is exactly what you should do with your thoughts. Don't give every single thought attention. Let them go. Let them pass by like a suitcase. Just make sure that the ones that you find helpful, pick them up, take them with you, give them more attention, and maybe build on them. Most people don't really realize this, but not every thought is a truth. The problem with letting your thoughts run wild is that most people start listening to them. If you hear a thought that tells you that you're not good enough and you start believing this, if you believe that, you probably start procrastinating, you start delaying things, you start postponing things, because now you don't believe that you're good enough anymore. Challenge your thoughts. Make sure that you start a conversation. You're challenging your inner voice, your thinking patterns with the question, but I am good enough because in the past I have proven this and this. I have achieved this and this. As a matter of fact, I'm still learning and it's okay to make mistakes. Challenge the things that you hear instead of just taking them as 100% truths about yourself. The sad part about thinking patterns is that if you just mindlessly follow them, they will always lead you away from your success and from your growth. The reason why all these thoughts are negative is because it's coming from an alarm system inside of us. It's trying to keep us in our comfort zone. It's trying to keep us safe. It's trying to keep us in the things that we know, the known of our feelings, the known of our responses. As soon as you start changing things, that inner voice, that negative thought pattern pops up and becomes much more present, and it becomes therefore stronger. The positive thing is, the louder your inner voice is, the more negative your thinking patterns are. That means that you're pushing away from your comfort zone. You're now going into the learning zone and into your growth zone. Therefore, change is inevitable. So keep pushing if you're there at the moment. Think about it this way. There's two versions. There's a higher self and a lower self. Your higher self is only looking for growth, for improvement, for achievement, for success, and for results. And there's a lower self. That is that voice that wants to keep you in that comfort zone. And most comfort is, for example, instant gratification, laziness, postponing things that are challenging you. And therefore nothing is going to change, therefore nothing is going to happen. So we have that higher and that lower self. And every thought that pops up comes from one of these two. Now you can start building habits. You can literally start connecting brain cells. Your neuroplasticity helps you with this because every night that you go to bed, you are reorganizing your brain. You are physically changing connections in your brain. Let's start implementing this. If you decide to give a certain thought attention, it starts growing thicker and thicker. That means it's a stronger connection and therefore it will be recruited once it gets triggered every single time that you are in the same situation. You're listening to the negative part inside you. So it is up to you. Pick the right thoughts to listen to. Pick the right thoughts to act upon. Create a habit, create a connection, create a certain pattern inside you, and you're in control of this. How cool is it that you can start changing right now? So if you really want to change and you start right now, that means start starving the lower side of yourself. Make sure that negative voice gets less and less power, less and less control over you, by making sure that you only focus on the higher self, the positive you, the one that is looking for those goals, those dreams, and those desires. Make sure that you create a neural connection of, as soon as I hear a thought, the first thing that I do is deciding, is it the lower or the higher self talking? And if it's the higher self, let's act upon it. If it's the lower self, it's just a suitcase on the conveyor belt, and the suitcase isn't mine. I don't care what it is. I don't care what color it is. It's simply not for me. And like every other skill in life, the more you practice this, the easier it gets. In order for you to take more control over your mind, over whatever thoughts are popping up, here's a few simple tips and something that has really helped me. Number one is meditation. I feel that I make different kind of decisions. There's a different decision-making process. There's even a big difference in my moods, in how I regulate my emotions and how I respond to things in simple business or private conversations. Meditation teaches me how to become that observer at the conveyor belt. Meditation teaches me to be calm and decide, you know what, this is unhelpful, I'm just going to let it pass, and this one is helpful, and I'm going to stack these on top of each other, try to create a habit out of this, and making sure that I keep moving forward towards my goals, my dreams, and my desires. Another thing that really helps me is my journal. I journal every morning and every evening. I just check in with myself, and I even have a few reminders on my phone just to make sure that during the day I'm checking in. How are things going? Where are my thoughts trying to lead me? How is it with my productivity? Am I wasting my time? Am I utilizing my time? How is my energy level? Did I eat? Did I drink? All these little things that I check in with myself are all a contribution for me to get closer to my goals. There's even 4 moments in the day that have a reminder on my phone where it just buzzes and it says check in. Just making sure that I take a short break. No screen, no distraction, just me and my thoughts. It's only for 1 or 2 minutes, but I just sit down, I breathe a little bit, and then I make sure that I'm aware of what is going on. Like I said, if we have 60 to 70,000 thoughts per day, that means that we're quite busy up here. Everything needs a break, especially our brain. And something that really has helped me in the past is celebrating my wins. Every single time I see that I made a small change, I did something different than the day before, I'm celebrating it big. And I don't mean that I'm throwing huge parties, but what I mean is that I'm telling myself that I'm proud of myself. I'm writing it down. After a few wins, I'm getting into a momentum. That means now the winner effect starts. It feels like my self-confidence is growing. It feels like I'm believing in myself even more. It feels like I become a goal achiever instead of a procrastinator. Just by creating small little wins for myself, stacking them on top of each other, and just making sure that one success after the other is happening. So every single time that you follow your higher self, celebrate it. Tell yourself you're proud of yourself. Tell yourself, look, you can do it. And yes, you're going to fall off your horse. Yes, you're going to make mistakes. Congratulations, you're a human. But it doesn't mean that you can't get back on the horse. It doesn't mean that you can't get better the next day. Change is scary and change is difficult, but it's all about doing something different today than you did yesterday. If you aim for 1% better, you're already a winner. Did you know that if you aim for 1% growth every single day, that in one calendar year, you're growing more than 37 times better? So you become 37 times better version of yourself in just 1 year time with 1% per day. Don't beat yourself up if the bigger steps are not happening in a short period of time. Aim for that 1%. Journal about it, meditate about it, and set yourself up for success, not for failure. So the most important thing to remember from this video is there's a higher and a lower self, and you decide which one you follow. So if you're not liking the results that you have in your current life, it is because you've been listening to the wrong person, the wrong voice inside yourself. I always point at the back of my head because I think that my negative voice is somewhere there. Let's make sure that you understand that you can become the observer of every single thought and you choose which one to follow. Make sure every time you follow the higher self thought that you're celebrating a big win, that you are telling yourself, I did well, I did better, and I'm still growing. Let's make sure that you understand every time you make the decision, you're actually getting closer to your goals, your dreams, and your desires. Start today by observing your thoughts. Start today by journaling. Start today by meditating. Become that observer. Become more in control of whatever thoughts are popping up. Become more in control of the results that you want in your life. I am proud of you anyway. I'm proud of you for trying, and apparently you've made it to the end of this video. That means that this is something that resonates with you. That means that this is something that you're struggling with at the moment, or you simply just want to learn more about. If you really want to dig into this, just reach out. I have a longer podcast about this, and of course in the description below there's your free homework. I can't wait to hear from you how it's going, what the change is that you have made, and how the results in your life have changed. So please interact with me. Let's create that small cute little bubble where we can together in a safe space communicate about the things that are going on right now. I can't wait to get to know you. I can't wait to learn from you, and if you want to, always reach out. I'm here to help. Thank you so much for subscribing, of course, guys, and thank you so much for sharing this video because I know that's exactly what you're doing right now. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in the homework assignment. Be amazing. Have a positive day, guys.